She came from nowhere and tied a tiger by the tail and roped it to the sun. People from everywhere gathered quickly, stunned and amazed. Nobody even knew her name. Some looked heaven-bound in disbelief, watching to see what would happen next, and others, terrified, just looked away, afraid of what they might see. This parable explains.
There are three kinds of people in the world: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who wonder, gee, what happened? Well, I'd like to thank Kubassek for introducing me to Carbon Copy Pro and the marketing system that's changing my life. And I'd like to thank Mike Dillard for blessing me with a mirror and a magnet. More on that later. Nelson Mandela said there's no easy walk to freedom anywhere. Many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach that mountaintop of our desires. And without going into gory details, for the last couple of years I have known personally incredible hardship, grief, loss, and despair really beyond expression. And having seen a reflection of myself in that mirror, and through some heavy soul searching, I came to realize that my road to freedom is right smack in front of my own two eyes. All I had to do was want to get on that road, exert my willpower and stop wallowing in old traps, fire up my desire, taste and see success happening, train my mind to focus 300% on day and night on what I want to achieve, and finally be resolute while leaping all the way to the top of the mountain of desire. Believe, 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 just do it. Do I sound like a preacher? Well, Carbon Copy Pro is the right system and showed up at the right time in my life. It's provided me with excellent leadership and a step-by-step guide in the art of becoming a top-tier internet marketing expert. I was introduced to one of the great leaders in this program, Mike Dillard, who wrote a book called Magnetic Sponsoring. Well, just a few short years ago, Mike was an impoverished waiter, broke, down and out, and doing all the wrong things as an internet marketer. So what happened to this 20-some-year-old kid who's all of a sudden turned into a multimillionaire? And how did he become an inspirational leader of over 100,000 free agent entrepreneurs, MLM experts, and direct sales superstars? Well, Mike learned that if he could provide true value to others and give it freely, he would win over a multitude of hearts and minds. Almost biblical, really, and very simple. Since that revelation, he has learned to harness the power of attraction marketing, master it, and become a multimillionaire in the process. Also, Mike has zero tolerance for 97% of people in the internet marketing industry who don't make it, whine in their soup, give excuses, complain why they haven't succeeded, and generally lay blame on others. Well, I felt pretty uncomfortable reflecting on this guy's wisdom because I was guilty as hell, I have to admit. For some time, I had been feeling pretty sorry for myself, and the reflection I saw in the mirror was not a pretty sight. But the truth is, I couldn't see the forest through the trees while I was in my own soup. While others who loved me were desperately trying to help me and encourage me back up, I admittedly was lounging in that miserable soup, feeling sorry for myself and only drawing negative, dark energy towards me. It's no wonder I felt like a ghost. Well, it certainly wasn't a win-win situation. And like Mike, I finally, after 2 long years, realized I wasn't the only one. There were a multitude of others reflected in that mirror, looking for answers just like myself. It was like someone reaching down into a dark abyss, grabbing my hand, pulling it out, and roping me back into the sun. Wow! And that's when I began to understand the law of attraction marketing and the and really understood what Mike meant by the magnet and the mirror. Carbon Copy Pro has seriously made it easy. I started my own internet-based business. I've regained my rightful professional position that I'd enjoyed for over 12 years, earning a six-figure income. I'm confident, motivated, and driven. Every day I can hardly wait to jump out of bed. The difference is, this time the profits are going into my pockets and not my boss's. The timing in our economic climate couldn't be better to start your own business. And I know that that really sounds very weird when in fact our pumped up economy, guided by a lot of corrupt, money-grubbing, selfish elite, have made a mess out of things. Many are losing layoffs daily, I know. Rising inflation rates, foreclosures of home and hearth, lifelong investments, like my mother's, disappearing up into the smoke. People are looking for an alternative which provides long-term security, financial freedom, and a lifestyle of choice they can be proud of. They haven't worked all of their lives to be forced to buy at Walmart rather than purchasing the Porsche or Ferrari they saved up for all of these years. So if you want to U-turn these scary times into a long-term wealth creation plan, this amazing life changing marketing system will do just that. It's building wealth one person at a time and one dream at a time. So realize that you can potentially make $250,000, $500,000 in as little as one short year if you put your mind to it. And it's called Carbon Copy Pro. So there's only one way to tame a tiger, and that's to master it. So you now know how it works. You rope the tiger. People are drawn to you, and that's the magnet. So while I'm busy roping my tigers and making things happen, remember those three types of people in the world. You can either stand by and watch or miss the boat completely and be the one that keeps saying, well, how come I'm always the guy that misses the boat and it's the other guy who achieves wealth, fame, and success? Well, wake up. Don't miss the boat this time. Visit my website, input your email and your name, and start roping your own tigers. My name is Jane Van Honk, and now everybody knows my name.